upset when I go to people's houses and they don't compost. Because to me it's just like, it's like raping the earth over and over again. We take so much from the earth and we rarely give back. And we, especially as Rawfooders, we have such an opportunity to give back to the soil. In this country, apparently in the last 100 years, 75% of topsoil was depleted. That's insane. That's where the food is growing. If there's no topsoil, then what nutrition are you getting out of your food? Especially if things are, let's say things are grown in California and then shipped over to New York. What are those people over there getting in terms of nutrition? When within half an hour, I think, of a lettuce being picked, more than half of the nutrients are gone. So growing our own food and composting, to me, that's just what I see now for my future. Totally. Mr. Monarch and I have land down in Ecuador, as some of you know, and that's where we're going. Hopefully within the next year, we're going to be moving down there to our piece of land and just start growing our own food, composting like crazy, that's really what I've seen for years. That's always been my vision, is I just want to be on a piece of land growing my own food. Most humans are chronically disconnected from nature right now, as I'm sure a lot of you can probably identify. I like to ask people this question: how many times in the space of an average day do you touch the surface of the earth with your body? Not with shoes, with your actual skin. Not that often, right, with humans. And think about all the other animals, they always only touch the surface of their body with the surface of the earth with their bodies, unless we do strange things to them, like keep them in zoos and things like that. And I also like to ask people, how many machines do you have a daily relationship with compared to how many animals and plants? Simple things like this can help us to realise, whoa, I may be on a kind of strange path right now. I don't have to stay there though. I could go and plant some trees or whatever it is to you. You can grow in whatever space you're in. And this sounds scary to a lot of people, the idea of growing our own food. It sounds so alien. Most people think that food comes from a supermarket. It comes from somewhere else, from someone else. But we totally all can grow our own things. Doesn't matter where you live. One of the things that has inspired me, actually more than anything in the last years, is the Anastasia books. Has anyone read these ones? Whoa. Like 2 people. Oh man. Alright, that means I've got to try and explain them. This is a tricky thing. Okay, this is a series of 9 books. This is the first one, Anastasia. They are all about this woman, Anastasia, who lives contemporary with us. She's like 40 years old now. She lives in the forest in Russia, Siberian forest. She lives totally wild. She's like a real Rawfoodist, She's just out there eating like berries and nuts, dried mushrooms. She's not eating like raw blueberry cheesecake, She doesn't have a house. She doesn't have almost any clothes, and she's just living out there with this incredible energy flow and connection to the entire universe. And these books are, the author, Vladimir Magray, met her, and the books are like his account of what happened between them. And the stuff that are in these books, it just blew me away. And these books have now sold, I think, more than 30 million copies worldwide, and they've never had any advertising. It's all word of mouth. The whole social structure in countries like Russia is apparently now changing from these books, because eco-villages are springing up everywhere. These books speak of the truth of what humans are actually capable of. There's this saying that we use about 5 or 10% of our brain. In these books, she explains how all of us are telepathic. All of us can do time travel. All of us can do, so many things that we think are like, what? I can do telepathy? I can time travel? Yes, we can do all these kind of things. And she speaks about all of those things. And the main thing to me that she speaks about, the main message I get, is that her vision for humanity to move forward from here is for everybody to be living on a piece of land and growing their own food. It's that simple. You know, if you're living on a piece of land, you have a house, a structure there, and you're growing all your own food, what more do you actually need? You know, why would you go into the 9-to-5 rat race lifestyle if you're living like that and you're surrounded by other people who are living like that? You have a community. I mean, to me, that's where it's at. You know, that's what we're moving towards. Another thing that really inspires me along this theme is the urban homesteaders. I don't know if any of you guys have seen them, but you can look them up on YouTube or online. Urbanhomesteaders.com, I think they are. They live down in Pasadena. They're a family. It's so cool. They just live in like a totally average house on a totally average street in Pasadena, and it's like an abundant paradise of food. Like about 20 years ago, they decided to just start planting food everywhere. And so you walk down that street and it's just like average house, average house. There's like not an inch of their garden that isn't covered in something edible. And you can watch them like on this little video, like they just go out into their back garden with a bowl, like a salad bowl, and they have like a table and chairs out there. They just go and pick their salad, sit down, and that's lunch. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? Like that's it right there. That's the ultimate. No more like, you know, sleeping, getting up, rushing out the door, going to some place where you don't even like being, with people who you don't even like, with lights like this everywhere. Somebody gives you some pieces of paper for going there. You take these pieces of paper to another really brightly lit, scary building. You pick up these things that are supposedly food, and heaven only knows what's in there. You can't pronounce half of the ingredients, but you take this stuff home and you put it in your mouth, and then you go to sleep again and do the same thing the next day. Why would anyone want to live like that? You know, so to me, this is really the way forward with the Rawfood movement, is for people to be growing their own food. And I thoroughly encourage that for anyone who isn't already. And I'm so excited personally to get my hands in the ground. My website's been up for like 5 years now.